What's the most embarrassing thing that happened to the cool kid at your school? There was this kid, Liam, who was obsessed with being the cool rebel. He'd constantly interrupt class with loud jokes, throw paper balls, and act like following rules was beneath him. Every morning, he'd walk in blasting music from his phone until Mr. Morgan asked him to turn it off. Liam would roll his eyes and make this big show of slowly reaching for the volume button. During lectures, he'd tap his pen loudly on his desk in rhythm. When other students tried to answer questions, he'd make exaggerated yawn sounds or fake snoring noises. He'd accidentally drop his textbook during quiet reading time, then apologize with this smug grin. When Mr. Morgan walked by his desk, Liam would quickly hide whatever he was drawing instead of taking notes. During group work, he'd spend the whole time making his teammates laugh instead of actually contributing. The worst part was how he treated substitute teachers. The moment one walked in, Liam would test every boundary. He'd ask to use the bathroom 5 times in one period. He'd claim he had a medical condition that required him to stand up and stretch every 10 minutes. He'd tell subs that Mr. Morgan always let them have free time on Fridays, even when it was Tuesday. His parents were just as bad. At conferences, they'd laugh off his behavior saying, "Boys will be boys," and he's just expressing his creativity. His mom would giggle when Mr. Morgan described Liam's latest disruption. His dad would nod approvingly and say, "That's my boy, always keeping things interesting." When Mr. Morgan tried to discuss Liam's constant interruptions, they got defensive. His mom crossed her arms and said, "Maybe your lessons just aren't engaging enough." His dad leaned forward and added, "Kids his age need stimulation, not some boring lecture." They complained that Liam was too advanced for regular classroom management. His mom insisted he was gifted but misunderstood and needed creative outlets. His dad claimed traditional education was outdated and stifling natural leadership qualities. "You're trying to crush his spirit," his dad argued, slamming his hand on the desk. "School should be fun, not some prison where kids can't express themselves." His mom nodded vigorously and added, "He's going to be an entrepreneur someday, not some corporate drone." They demanded Liam be moved to a more progressive classroom that would appreciate his energy and nurture his unconventional thinking. His mom threatened to transfer him to private school if they didn't accommodate his special needs. His dad warned that they'd complain to the principal about Mr. Morgan's rigid teaching methods. Mr. Morgan listened quietly to their demands, taking notes while they ranted. He nodded thoughtfully when they finished their speech. Then he looked up with a slight smile and said he'd arrange something very special for Liam. The next week, he invited Liam to help demonstrate proper classroom behavior to a group of visiting kindergartners from the school next door. His parents came to watch their free spirit showcase his natural leadership abilities to younger students. The 5-year-old filed in quietly, holding hands in a perfect line. They sat crisscross on the carpet without being asked twice. Meanwhile, Liam couldn't sit still for 30 seconds without fidgeting, drumming his fingers, or shifting around. He kept checking his phone even though it was supposed to be put away. He yawned loudly during the kindergarten story time and started doodling on his worksheet. When he threw a paper airplane across the room, they looked genuinely concerned, and one little boy asked if Liam was okay. The 5-year-olds followed every instruction perfectly, while Liam struggled to sit still during their simple coloring activity. They cleaned up their supplies without being reminded while Liam left his stuff scattered everywhere. One little girl with pigtails raised her hand politely and asked Mr. Morgan, "Why is the big kid being so naughty? Doesn't he know the rules?" His parents' proud smiles melted into pure embarrassment as they watched their spirited teenager get shown up by a room full of 5-year-olds. They left without saying a word.